Hey everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence. The week begins on Monday, September the 13th, with the moon in expansive, outgoing, friendly Sagittarius. But the moon in Sag will be in conflict with the sun in Virgo. It is particularly strong from about 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time. At the same time, the moon is in tension with the sun. It's also in tension with evasive, nebulous, confusing Neptune. But when the moon is in tension with the sun, overall it can trigger many different things for different people. But it's usually about feeling uncomfortable with other people. Now, and then with the moon with Neptune, feeling out of sorts, feeling unfocused. So that couple of hours, especially for between 2 and 3 p.m. Pacific time, you would not want to be having a business meeting, launching a project, or just trying to resolve any relationship conflicts because you two wouldn't be on the same page. Tuesday, the sun is going to be opposite Neptune. Opposites interacting with others. It could be a day, we look at the sun as being the day, that interacting with others with Neptune. On the upside, that it's a day of inspiration and charity and the imagination. That's the positive of Neptune. But when you're also interacting with others and it's Neptune, it may not be what it appears. People may not be completely forthright and honest. You may also be making assumptions. So you got to make sure you're keeping yourself grounded. But overall, that should be no problem, because the moon that had been in Sagittarius will now enter more practical, logical Capricorn around 4:30 a.m. Pacific time for those next 2.5 days. Plus, around 5 p.m. Pacific time on Tuesday, ambitious, assertive Mars that had been in Virgo for 6 weeks is moving into Libra. So you're going to feel a definite shift of energies. And with the sun to Neptune, you might also be feeling, like things a bit uncertain, what's going on here, because that Neptune can trigger a lot of uncertain energies. But when Mars was in Virgo all of August to the middle of September, overall, Virgo is about work. Mars is about ambition. So overall, very favorable energy for getting a lot of work done. But now that Mars is moving into Libra for about 6 weeks on September the 14th, Libra is about harmony, justice, being compromised. Mars can be very decisive and impatient, but when it's in Libra, it's easier to compromise and find a win-win situation, and can also be that Mars, which stimulates a lot of desire and energy, to be more sociable. Wednesday, the moon is continuing in practical, business-oriented Capricorn, but the moon will be in tension with discerning communication Mercury around 3 p.m. And this energy lasts for about 2 hours, till about 5 p.m. Pacific time. Well, Mercury is about having agreements, discussions, maybe signing contracts. That's that Mercury in agreements. Making plans, that's the Mercury. But Mercury is very analytical and rational energy. But when it's in conflict with the moon is very subjective and emotional energy. So this is not also a good time period for a good nearly 2 hours for having a business meeting or making business decisions, financial decisions, or to be trying to resolve any misunderstandings in a relationship. It may even create misunderstandings in a relationship. Thursday, the moon in Capricorn, it starts off the day void of course, which I mention about once a week, when the moon is no longer making any aspects to other planets. And so during the moon void of course period, the energy is flat and unproductive. It's good for just keep doing what you've been doing, stay with your routine, staying the course, but not good for launching any major new projects or events. This began actually on Wednesday, 10:39 p.m. Pacific time, through Thursday morning at 8:23 a.m. Pacific time. Then the moon leaves more logical, practical Capricorn. Capricorn is very traditional, conventional, it's organized. Then the moon that sets the public tone at 8:23 a.m. Pacific time on Thursday goes into Aquarius for a couple of days. Aquarius is futuristic, it's progressive, it's original thinking. That Capricorn is very conventional overall. Moon in Aquarius, the tone is more progressive, unconventional, alternative. The Sun is going to be in harmony, forming a trine to profound, powerful Pluto. This will have this very favorable transit only happens twice a year. Think of the Sun is drawing you or putting a spotlight in a very favorable way to all things Pluto. Ferreting out secrets and mysteries, doing research, having a counseling session, studying psychology, having an astrology reading. And the effects of it with that Pluto is about transformation. So there you could be having some real insights, which of course psychology, astrology may be a useful tool during that 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time. Venus that evening into the first half of Friday is going to be in a stressful angle to Saturn. Now, this can be favorable for manifesting creative work, creative projects, because Venus is the creative, Saturn is the business structure. But when we're talking about love and personal relationships, when Venus is in hard angle to Saturn, you're going to be realizing that you need to work on your relationship. Because if you don't work on the relationship, it's going to feel more distant. But working on the relationship may also feel more of a struggle. But the good news is, any relationship issues that are being tested from late Thursday into the first part of Friday, the Sun is in harmony with Pluto. So this is being able to go really deep and honest, and maybe through counseling or having a real in-depth, heartfelt conversation, that you can move mountains in your relationship. Friday, the moon continues in innovative, quirky Aquarius, futuristic Aquarius, and it's going to be in aspecting the planet Uranus. Uranus is the planet associated with Aquarius. This is from about 10 a.m. to 12 noon Pacific time. Now, this can play out in two ways. That moon to Uranus, late morning Pacific time, may trigger an unexpected emotional upset. But depending on other factors going on in your individual horoscope, this could be a time with some exciting emotional surprises. It's also really good for getting out of a stuck routine and opening you up to some new ideas. Saturday, the moon's in Aquarius, but it's going to be void of course, so stay the course. Don't launch anything important new. From 2:15 a.m. Pacific time to 1:22 p.m. Pacific time, at which point the moon enters into Pisces. Once a month for a couple of days, when the moon is in Pisces, there's more empathy, more kindness, but also maybe more sensitivity to getting your feelings hurt. Sunday, the 19th, with that moon in sensitive but also imaginative and charitable Pisces, the moon will be in harmony with Venus from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Pacific time. But this is much better if you are on the east coast of the United States or throughout Europe. That moon, especially in Pisces, in harmony with Venus, is great for romance. It's great for feeling more intimate and more connected. It's good for falling in love. It's good for celebrating and having a party with loved ones. The moon will then on Sunday be in harmony with Uranus from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. But this one is easy. The one on Friday was more unpredictable. Is it going to be an emotional upset or an emotional breakthrough? But on Sunday afternoon Pacific time, the moon is in harmony with Uranus. You're feeling more liberated, more open to trying new things, shaking things up, reinventing yourself. Great for networking and hanging out with friends or getting involved in some type of group organization. Now, before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for a one-question offer for a nominal fee. Just go to the homepage, astrologyanswers.com, click on the tab that's labeled Advisors. Click on Advisors, scroll down till you find my name, click on my name, and then you can request your question. I want to thank you for watching. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, be safe and well.